Hello, welcome back to Juicy Talk with your hosts, Juice and Juicy. So, we are here today and we got a wonderful topic for you today, and we're excited. So, we're going to get straight into it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you
I'm
today?
doing pretty good. So, I just wanted to say for those who have been following us and are a part of the book club, I hope you have started your book because we are reading to chapter 4 this week. So if you have not, please get your book, Dave Ramsey Money Makeover. It's total money makeover. It's not too late. So please make sure you are watching your book. So we're just going to get straight into the topic today. Like I said, welcome back to Juicy Talk. Let me ask you something.
What do you want to ask me?
So, are you in love or are you just emotionally glued to somebody that stresses you out?
Man,
Have you ever experienced that, right? Because today we're talking about when we're in relationships and are we really in love? Or are we just emotionally connected and attached to somebody, right?
but
Because a
isn't that
lot of
part of a
people,
relationship though?
well, there's a difference.
Oh,
And it depends on these things. Like a lot of people are walking around calling something love, but the person that you with got you crying every Tuesday night. You know what I'm
or Thursday night.
saying? Oh gosh, or Thursday night. And it's so stupid. And I get it. Sometimes it's not even a person that you holding on to. It's the feeling of not wanting to be alone, you know?
Ooh,
It's the hope that they'll become who you need them to be, and this idea that it what it could have been or what it can be,
ooh, that sounds like a song.
right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, love is supposed to feel like peace, you know?
Mm.
It's not supposed to have you stressed out and feeling like you are having anxiety or like you're constantly trying to prove your worth to someone, and it's not supposed to keep you stuck in a cycle you keep praying will change. Please be different for me. He said he gonna change.
Mhm.
So on this episode, we're gonna break down the difference between real love and emotional dependency
Ooh,
and the signs we're holding on to somebody. And why are we holding on to that somebody? Is it out of loneliness, trauma, or just the need to be chosen or picked?
it could be codependency too, right?
That's what I said, emotional dependency,
Oh, my
right?
bad.
And this conversation is for anyone who's ever asked the question, why can't I just let them go? I know this ain't for me.
Wow.
And if you've ever asked yourself that question about somebody that you've been dating, well, guess what? This is the conversation for you.
Mm.
So, we're going to ask ourselves today, attachment. Attachment will keep you in places when your heart is really trying to heal, and it'll pull you out of the place that you desire to be. So today we're going to get real, and we're going to have a real conversation today, guys, around why we stay when we know the relationship is doesn't serve us. And because some of us aren't staying because it's right, we're just staying because, it's harder to be alone than it is to settle for somebody less than what you deserve.
Mm.
And baby, real talk, we're gonna get into it. Let's talk
Let's
about
see.
it. Peace is a sign, okay? We're not about to go there. And so we're gonna have some very transparent, you know, conversation tonight. I know that I'm gonna share because I just want people to know like this is not a judgment. Like I am talking about what I've experienced, and I feel like a lot of men and women have experienced this where you get into a situation with somebody and you think you're in a relationship, but it's really a situationship, and you think that you're happy and you love this person, but is it really love? And we're going to really examine it and talk about, is this really love that you feeling, or are you just attached because you've been there?
I mean, does it? I mean, when you say you're in love, does it take? Is it like a 90 days or 100 days? Can you leave in love at first
Who
sight?
who cares? I mean, sometimes it's people who be together, get together, and they know instantly that this is a person they in love with
Wow.
them. It's really about, is this relationship serving you? Are you bringing unresolved or bad habits onto a relationship because you have past trauma that you haven't dealt with? Maybe you have some family trauma or abandonment issues, or you just don't like to let go of people that you're in relationships with and you
Mhm.
don't know why you're doing it, but you've picked up these bad behaviors, or you think that you're in love, but you're really not.
Yeah, or, we bring, baggage from our previous relationship to our new relationship.
True.
So that can really, really mess things up. So,
And sometimes we stay longer than we
hmm
should.
hmm
And so today we're going to explore about how to tell the difference if this relationship is really serving you or if you're being served, you a servant.
mm,
So
I know, right?
that's what we're going to talk about today. So, separating real love from emotional dependency. Have you ever been in a situation like that, producer, where you felt like you were in love? I know
Ooh,
I put you on the spot,
oh my goodness.
but
Okay,
seriously,
it's
I'm
one of
just
those kind of nights
curious.
today.
It's one of those nights. Have you ever been in that situation where you were staying in a relationship longer than you should have? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How about you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. How about you?
Have somebody stayed longer than they should have?
Yeah, me.
Have
Let
so
me hit that
I've
little button.
hey, take it to trial. I've
take,
definitely
take it to trial.
I have definitely whew, transparency
Oh,
moments.
here we go.
We're starting early. So, someone, before I get into my moment, it's not good to get in a relationship where you are codependent. It's better to want to be in a relationship instead of feeling like you need the other person emotional or financially. Completely and 110% agree, but we're going to talk about it because a lot of times we find ourselves in situations where it's like that. And why do we keep doing the same thing over and over again? It's like a cycle of the same type of behavior. And I definitely, for sure, have done that. I am a person that come from a two-parent household
Mhm.
where and come from a family dynamic where women stay and fight through everything no matter what. You stay the course. You keep yourself in a relationship. You try to be peaceful, you keep choosing your partner every day and you just hope and pray that love, mutual growth, understanding and respect will eventually by osmosis and example find you, right? Or find your relationship. And I was definitely a person that was in that type of um, situation where I found myself constantly attaching myself to people who were not emotionally available.
Mm.
And it was like a cycle that I kept going. Like the names changed, but
Did you take a break at some time?
uh, absolutely.
Did you or
But
did you go from one relationship to another? Or
I
just
did not, but what I'm saying is that, like, I had created a habit of thinking that it was normal to be attached to somebody just because I was with you, you put time in, or we've been together for too long for me to leave, or I invested too much, or I cared, or I like 5 things that they did, but the other 6 were horrible, but I stayed just because, and I went through a cycle of being that person because I was taught and I watched other women in my family portray that characteristic of staying no matter what, even if it compromised, even if you weren't happy,
Mhm.
even if you were compromising yourself, even if it didn't serve you. And I realized that I was doing that. And I found myself in situations where you know, I stayed for many reasons and I was in relationships where I had more anxiety than I did joy. I'm constantly worried about if he gonna do right, if he doing right, if he cheating, if he with her, that business partner he messing around with, is he really in a like all of those type of things that I found myself in this situation with this individual and it was exhausting. And I had never, like, it was crazy. Now, I have been in relationships that maybe weren't that exhausting, that maybe I knew that we weren't really working out in a relationship, right? We weren't really compatible, but because the sex was good, or I had romanticized this relationship in my mind, instead of really looking at it for what it really was, like, oh, he's a good guy. He has a great job and a nice car and a nice house. And, he doesn't mind. We take trips and we do all these different things. I romanticize the relationship that wasn't in actuality respecting the relationship. I'm the giver and that person is not. So I think that, and I was just attached. And
Mm,
I was attached because I, at that point of time in my life when I was in that perpetual cycle, I hadn't taken out, first of all, the time to really, I thought I healed.
mhm,
I thought I was in a good place. But honestly, it took me really being emotionally broken by somebody
mhm,
and to really get to the point where I was like, you know what? Something got to give and I
mhm,
got to be different and I got to choose different for me. So, um, I was in a place where I was confusing a person being of just showing up, being present
mhm,
with actually being compatible
mhm.
and being consistent.
Right.
And it was causing a problem for me.
I think a lot of times, I tell a lot of my friends, sometimes in life we got to press the reset button
Mhm.
in all facets of life. Sometimes, even when it comes to relationships, or just sometimes, we're looking for another job, we're looking for uh, all kind of things. Sometimes we just got to take that moment and say, you know what I'm doing now is not working. So I got to change my ways, or who I'm hanging out with, or who I'm, associate myself with. We got to just, just take away from, set ourselves apart from, some things that may not be working in our life, and that's where we have to press that reset button. And sometimes we have to do it more than 3 times in our life, but it's okay, because you got to find yourself. Like you said, sometimes we lose ourselves when we're in relationship with other people,
Mhm.
and we kind of lose ourselves, and we need to get that back. And it's so important that we focus on ourselves and not so much that person. So we just got to do that, and there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
and
with that.
I think like for me, I got to this place where I was like, I had to ask myself the question, if this person left today, would I miss them or just miss having somebody around?
Mm, that's deep.
And when I really started to think about it, and actually when I really made the decision for myself to walk away from that relationship, it was a sense of relief
Mm.
because it was like, God damn, I was able to sleep better at night because I wasn't worrying about if I needed to get up at 3 in the morning and go see if he what cars was in the driveway.
Touching
That
that
was some
tailpipe.
crazy shit, you
Don't be
know?
touching that tailpipe to see if you just got home. But
Yeah, he said that's all the tell signs that that's not your person. If your gut tell you to second guess, he say if your gut tells you to second guess your trust. I absolutely agree with you 100%. And this person was not trustworthy. It came to find out they wasn't, but it just was like, but I knew it. I can't say that I didn't see all the signs.
mhm,
It just was, I realized that I was not in the place that I should have been emotionally. Because
mhm,
if I was, I would have never even attracted somebody on that level. Like that wasn't even
mhm.
me. And I realized that I had unresolved childhood wounds.
Wow.
I was dealing with, I after having a marriage and it didn't work out, I had this, this abandonment issue I was dealing with. And this person had a lot of trauma that they had been in their life. And I was the person who came from, I can heal you from your trauma. I felt sorry for them. So I made excuses for them and found myself in like this trauma bond. The more he hurt me, the more I wanted to stay in that the more I wanted to fix him or fix it. And if he came back screaming and crying, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It would pull on my heartstrings, and I would find myself in this cycle,
Mhm, mhm,
and I struggle because when I was going to counseling during this time, I asked myself, or after it was over, I asked myself, I was like, I feel like I have a good self esteem and a good self worth. I really felt like that. But in that moment when I was going through that, I realized now on this end of really being healed and healthy that I was struggling with
mhm,
my self worth. I was not as happy as I would have been. I had gained weight, and I wasn't at the place that I really felt like I should have been, right? And so I did find myself in a situation where I was emotionally, did not value my self-worth as I should. I did not feel as confident
mhm,
as I, feel now, or, I should have felt in that moment. And I found myself just being addicted to having somebody. I did not want to be alone. It was a part of me deep down that
mhm,
I didn't speak to or really deal with. It felt like, you know, would I attract somebody that was where he was at
mhm,
in life, or somebody that would do the things that he did or showed up the way that he did for me.
mhm.
And it just came to a point where I just was like, I wasn't addicted to him. I was addicted to the hope,
Hope
the
hope
hope
that
of
would
him
change.
being who I needed him to be,
Mhm. But
you
once,
know?
but here's the thing, I know we talk about this all the time. Sometimes we gotta have this conversation with that other person. Sometimes we gotta be like, "Hey, what are we doing here?" I need to express something to you and say, "You know what? I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I feel like I'm not getting what I need from you, whether it be mentally, spiritually, or just you're not there for me. And I just need to clear myself to make this relationship work because I really wanted to work because I see some really great qualities in you. But at the same time, I don't know, are you the person I really need in my life right now? Because there's some separation that's causing some type of heartbreak. And I just can't deal with that. So I think we need to have this conversation and respectfully so. If he's or he or she is that person, they should understand that. It don't have to be necessary. I don't think sometimes conversation has to be outside of the house. Sometimes you may have to go out to dinner. You may have to go out, maybe to a park and say, you know what, let's have this conversation, and because I really want it to work, but I cannot continue to feel the way I feel and be at ease and knowing that there's something that's not right.
I say a lot of times one of the traps I think women find ourselves in is that we're always, because we are
Be careful
nurturers,
what you say that
we're
now,
nurturers.
because men get screwed over too
Oh,
now.
I'm not saying men
Okay.
don't get screwed over or screw over, but I'm just saying that I feel like a lot of times when it comes to relationships, you know, um, we find ourselves in the trap of what we could be. And I don't feel like men do that as much. They look at the relationship for what it is. Like, is she this now? Does this serve me where she at right now? And if it doesn't, with the men, y'all can walk away easily. Or where women, we like, well, if we do this, then
I
we
think the game has
could
changed.
be like
I
this,
don't think that's necessarily
well,
true. I think
I'm not saying all.
okay, because
It's not a it's
I've
not a
been through some
finality.
doozies. I've
Yeah,
been through
it's
some
not a
doozies.
finality. It's but it is a common theme
Hmm.
amongst women. And I do think that some men fall in that too, where they fall in love with the version of what somebody could be. But it's a very common thing for women to fall in love with a future version of a man that you ain't met yet,
Mm.
that
But but
probably may not ever,
but again,
exist.
yeah, I get what you're saying. But here's again, we gotta make sure that the people that we invite, the people that we are invite our lives and want to have these relationships, we gotta still have these things we need to check these boxes. We also have we gotta make sure these flags that
Red flags.
red flags, these boxes, to reconfirm this is the person I want to be with. And
I,
it's just a matter of conversation.
I think a lot of times it's just really setting your standard and not deviating from that, right? Because I feel like a lot of times we come across individuals that we end up in a relationship with and they don't have good intentions. Or maybe they don't have, like this person that I was with, he did not have the ability to be attached to anything or anybody. His trauma was so extensive that, and he was so wounded and hurt in his past that he had basically made up his mind he was shutting down
Mhm.
and he was never going to give himself to anybody. And here I come along, sweet nurturing me, I'm going to love you to life, I'm going to love you back to who you supposed to
Right?
be.
I get
And
that.
I just put myself through unnecessary foolery. And also, I will say that I have to say that that was a familiar place. It was something that was familiar to me. I
Mhm.
had seen this growing up in the women in my family where they were with men that were not, you know, who they were supposed to be, but they were great, and they held up everything and everybody. So,
Uh, well, I think when
oh, I'm not saying that it's not whether a man or a woman. I think that you might get it misunderstood. Talking from the perspective of a woman, so I can't really say whether a man or experience is not, and I'm just sharing my experience. But I definitely feel like, both genders go through this type of situation. It's not
Mhm.
specific to a gender.
I think I think we kind of when we meet people, I think we need to ask certain questions like, why did you break up with that person, or what what did you take from your last relationship? What could you have done different in your previous relationship? Um, because
Let's ask it. What could you have done different in your previous relationship,
for me,
Marty? Yeah.
um, let me see. That's
I mean, because we all have had failed relationships.
Oh,
What could you have
absolutely. I
done
mean, and
differently?
I have no problem with it. I'll tell everybody when I meet somebody, and I tell people my last relationship. The reason that we broke up, we didn't really break up. She moved out of town. She moved
How
out of
long
town.
ago was that?
Maybe about 3 or 4 years ago.
3 or 4 years. So you
Mhm.
haven't been in a relationship in 3 or 4 years?
I I've gone out with people. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I can't say necessarily committed. I could say like I've been where
You said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You said you haven't been committed?
who me?
Yeah.
I have been like why the numbers going up?
Don't try to change the subject. And the question
I'm just
was,
saying the numbers went up. We
have
went
you?
from 12 to
Oh, they did.
16.
Have you been committed?
I've been like, yeah, yeah, somewhat.
So in your last committed relationship, what went wrong? I don't want to know about the relationship from 3 to 4 years ago where she left. I'm saying your last committed relationship.
It's been a minute though for me.
You
It has.
when was your last committed
It's been a
relationship?
while. It's been a
It's
while.
been so you didn't say 3 to 4.
Okay, now let's define committed relationship though. Let's
Okay.
define that so I can answer. So I can answer correctly.
Were you just with that person?
No,
That's a committed
no,
relationship. It's just you and that person. That's a committed relationship.
no. Committed to me, I feel like exclusively, right? You're my girl, I'm your dude. That's committed relationship, right?
Is
That's how I
that your
define.
definition of committed relationship?
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
Just them, just you. When was that last relationship?
It's been a
for
minute.
you?
It's been a minute.
What's a minute?
I don't know. I can't. What time is it? What? What
Oh, I want you to
Oh,
answer
you
the
asked me-
question. I'm waiting for you to answer the question.
what you want to ask me? What? When's the last
I
time?
said when, okay, not the 3 to 4 year relationship, because I asked you. I said, have you been in a relationship since the 3 to 4 year relationship? You said absolutely.
Right.
So then my question is, have you been committed since then? And you said, yeah, I have. So I'm saying, when was your last committed relationship?
It's been a minute. I mean, I don't know, like
What's a minute? A month?
mm,
2 months? 3
maybe a month,
weeks?
maybe about a month ago, a couple months ago, 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. And so what happened?
I wasn't in that place right at that time
What place is that?
where I feel like I could give that person what they really needed. See, I can accept that. I can
Okay.
accept say, you know what, I'm not the person for you
So it
right now.
was you.
Absolutely.
So what about that situation made
hmm
you feel like you couldn't give them what they needed?
Well, I was going through a lot at that time.
Okay.
In my life, a lot of things goes on, and like sometimes it's not good to bring people in when you're going through stuff.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you could take out whatever you're going through. You may take it out on that person. They don't see it, and they be like, "Damn, what did I do to deserve that?" I'm like, "Well, and it's bad. You sometimes you think you're ready, and then when you like in that relationship or you in that, it's like, wow, I don't know if this is really what I really wanted.
So when did you realize that you wasn't ready?
Just through conversation and like behavior and what else? Just going through. We need a commercial.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. When did you,
So
I'm sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. Oh, so that's basically it. When I once I felt like I was like in that, so I said, you know what, let me step away from this and say, you know what, hey, this ain't this is not what I'm just going through a lot right now.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm really because I feel like this is good for women to actually hear. So how did you
Can
decide?
I get a drink?
Oh yeah, I'm asking a question. So drink while I'm asking.
Okay.
So how did you decide
Mhm.
or know and when did you know that this person wasn't the person for you? Was it before did y'all like before or after y'all, you know, like when did
What
you
if
find
what
out?
if find out?
Yeah, like when did you realize that you weren't ready?
Oh, because
Before you start talking to them or when you first met them you realized you wasn't ready?
I think when you start entertaining people, you start going out with people, and you find out that I thought I was ready for this, and sometimes we want something really so bad, and we try to work at that to make it work, and then sometimes it doesn't work that way,
That's true.
you know, because you think you want something. I've been where I think I really want this, and then with commitment, it takes a lot. It's a lot. It's more than sometimes than you
Did
know.
that person that you was with, did they really want a commitment?
I'm sure they did. I mean, absolutely.
And so they were ready. Do you
Yeah,
think that they were ready for a commitment?
absolutely.
So why would you, if you knew that you weren't ready for a commitment, why would you even entertain someone without letting them know that you wasn't ready for a
But I didn't find
commitment?
that out until I got involved with that person.
Oh,
Right.
how long did it take you to realize you wasn't ready?
I don't know if I could put a like time frame on that, but
Hmm, interesting.
quite.
Yeah, I say.
What you say?
I just was curious, because I feel like a lot of times when it comes to relationships, um, we have to be intentional about what we want, and we have to make sure that we're not hurting people. I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying in
I didn't
general.
take that way because I don't hurt people.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
I,
hurt.
I I just
My
wanted to
my
be
intentions.
clear that I
Let me
wasn't.
make this clear.
Okay.
I never have intentions to hurt anyone
Yeah.
that I go out with or to. That's never my intent.
Yeah.
Never,
Yeah.
because I know what it's like to be on the other side.
These experiences are what we all go through, and it teaches us not to tiptoe in communication. I agree. Your ears and your eyesight will blend together. Yes, I agree with you, Johnny.
Can we see some of these other comments real quick? Because
Absolutely.
we
Be intentional. You got to be intentional. And I do think that, excuse me, at times we have to make sure that we don't get comfortable in familiarity. You know, even dysfunction can feel safe when it's familiar to you.
can you make
And
the screen bigger? I'm sorry.
absolutely never take old luggage into a new relationship. I
Mhm.
agree. People choose what they know over what they deserve a lot of times. A lot of times we stay in situations because it's comfortable, we know it, and we know it doesn't serve us.
But here's the other thing. Sometimes we get in these relationships and people may not be really who they really are when they first start out. And then you find out, you know what, this ain't who I thought it was.
And so, and you know that it's true too. And I think sometimes we also got to be careful that we are not looking for the worst in people and that we give people grace, because a lot of times in relationships, we subconsciously look for the wrong in people. Like we look for something to be wrong with them when there's really nothing wrong with them. It's just that we're not ready. And rather than us looking at ourselves in the mirror, we look at others and we say, oh, they don't have this right or they don't have that right.
So
Because the
what are you
truth
doing?
of the matter, nobody's perfect. Like no
No
one
one's
that you
looking for
get in,
nobody's perfect.
you'll never find a perfect, you'll never
Nobody.
find a perfect man. You'll never find a perfect woman, right? You'll never find a perfect person. You have to find somebody that you care enough about. We can definitely sabotage our own happiness. You have to find somebody that you care enough about that you're willing to put in the work to make it work. But you also have to honor yourself by making sure that you are not compromising in a situation with an individual or a person who is not ready to give you what you desire and what you want. And when you see that, you have to go about your business, because you don't want to be the person like I did in my situation where I invested years into this relationship thinking that this person was going to one day get it, because it was so many things that I
So do you
loved
blame
about
him or
this
do you
individual.
blame yourself?
Hmm?
Do you blame him or do you blame yourself?
No. I don't place blame on anybody. I can only take responsibility for myself, though.
Mhm.
I can only take responsibility for the way that I show up and how I honor myself,
But
right?
at some
And
point,
we have to honor ourselves. For example, I had invested so much time, and I can't blame him for that because I seen all the red flags and I stayed anyway when I should have walked away, but I didn't.
right.
So I say that we have to be mindful, men and women, when we see things that don't serve us and we see a person that is not showing up the way that we need them to show up for us, that we honor ourselves by not staying too long in places
So
that
do you
we
think you
don't
played
need to
yourself
be.
or he played you?
Oh, I think it was a little of both, because I feel like
So what
ultimately,
about
if
your
you
accountability?
let me tell you, you asked a question, I want to answer it. I definitely played myself in the sense that I saw the red flags and I forgave over and over and over again.
That grace you gave him?
I gave him too much grace, and I compromised my own standards
Mm-hmm.
for him. That was number one. Number two, but what I won't take responsibility for is the fact that he knew off rip that he was playing and he wasn't for real.
So
And he wasn't serious. He knew that he was not serious. He knew he was never going to settle down. He knew he was going to do wrong. He didn't come into the relationship being honest.
So let me ask you this: what happens to this phrase called women intuition? How come your women intuition didn't kick in?
My woman intuition
Why didn't it kick in?
I'm about to tell you. My woman
Okay.
intuition was the red flags that I didn't listen to.
But it took you a long time though.
It took me longer than
Why
it
is that?
should have.
Why is that?
It took me longer than
Why?
it should have.
Why?
Because I
You
loved
saw-
him.
you saw- you saw- you saw-
No. Because I loved him. And I believe
Was it
I felt-
reciprocated?
it was in some ways, but not in the ways that it should have been.
So at that
which
time
means
when it
loyal
wasn't, that's
and
when you
being
should have stepped
faithful.
out and say, you know what,
I
I can.
should have.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I absolutely should have.
I'm just saying.
I should have left that relationship because he did not treat me the way that I deserved to be treated. But I stayed longer than I should have. And I have to take
So are you
responsibility
bitter right now?
for that.
Are you bitter?
No, I was bitter in the past, but I'm definitely not bitter now because I've gotten counseling. I've gotten help with that.
How's that reflected to your relationship with men now though? How about that? Let's
I
answer
think
that
that
question.
The
You need
number,
something to
that's a
drink?
great question.
You need something to
No,
drink?
no, that's a
Okay.
great question because
Because
the way
sometimes
no, I was
we
gonna
oh,
answer it.
okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna answer it. The way that that shows up for me now
Mhm.
and is I don't get into relationships with people. I take my time. I don't get caught up in the fantasy of love, like, oh, he's amazing, he's wonderful, he's handsome. I also am not going to sleep with somebody just because that's what he want or that's what grown people do. No, I'm going to make sure that I wait until I know that this is something that I want to do, that I'm ready, that I feel like he's been honest. And also, he's gotten to know who I am as an individual and as a person. And even in doing that, that sometimes is not enough because the person that I was with, I didn't sleep with him. I dated him. I didn't even date him. I talked to him on the phone for about 8 months before I even let him take me out on a date.
Mhm.
And I still got
Wasn't that
done
a
wrong.
sign then? You didn't recognize the sign then at
What?
8 months. Where's apparently there's a reason why you waited so long though to even go out there.
No, I waited so long because I wanted to make sure that A, I was ready, and B, I wanted to make sure that this person was intentional about
Why
me.
didn't you just ask
I
him that?
wanted him to get to know
Why didn't you
me.
just ask
I'm
him that?
telling you, I
Wh-
wanted him because see, a lot of times, in my opinion, when it comes to relationships, I feel like a lot of times what people do is that they rush into things based on the
I disagree.
that's fine. But I think that people rush into relationships based on the fact that they are caught up emotionally in how they feel. It's a feeling of how they feel. And I wanted to make sure that I took time. So I wanted him to know me as a person. I didn't want him to know my body within a month or 2 months that could cloud judgment. I didn't want him to know my body that may cloud my judgment or his judgment. I wanted us to really get to know each other. And even in doing that, he was not intentional.
So
He definitely stayed around. I definitely feel like he probably got caught up. And if I would have
get caught,
slept with
how did
him,
he get caught up with?
that's what
What
I
did he get
mean.
caught up with?
If I would have slept
What did
with,
he get caught up
I'm
with?
gonna tell you if you let me talk.
Okay.
I think that if I would have slept with him right away, he would have smashed and kept going. But because I made him get to know me as an individual and a person, we end up having a 3 year long relationship. But it didn't change him from who he was as a person. So he still did a lot of foul, wrong things.
So you allowed him to do that, right?
Oh, I didn't allow him because I don't have control over what he does.
Well, do you have control what you
I
have
had
to,
a
right?
control over me. So
But
what I didn't have to do is stay. That's where I take accountability. When I seen the first red flag, I should have dipped, but I
how
did
many
not.
flags was
I
it?
stayed.
How many flags was it?
This is what she said. Guys lie. They put on masks. They adjust their character to suit what is being told to them from a woman. Absolutely.
That is
And
not
that,
true.
oh, I
That's not
agree.
true. No,
You don't
no,
think that some men put on
no.
masks?
And women don't. Women don't.
I'm not saying that they
Oh,
do, but
okay.
I'm just saying you said men don't. You said no, they don't,
No,
referring to only men. You
no,
think
I
that
don't
they
think
do?
so. I think men. I think men tell you what they want up front. Yeah, I think women just ignore it. What's wrong, producer? You got something
Do
to say?
you think that you? Let me ask you this.
No,
And y'all,
no.
and,
That's a,
no, I got a question
I
for
thought the
you
producer got.
because you said you think men say what they want up front, right?
Absolutely,
Have you did that in every relationship?
absolutely,
You told them up front what you want.
absolutely, yes.
Okay. Some people stay because low self worth is another reason why people stay in relationships.
We're grown now.
Some
Stop.
people
We need to stop
stay.
making these excuses about.
Are you getting upset?
No, I'm just saying we gotta stop making these excuses, man. We're grown.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. I think that, and it's not a matter of men or women. I think people in general have the mindset where they lie about their intentions because they don't want the consequences of telling the truth. I'll use an example. So the person that I was in a relationship with, he absolutely lied to me. He had a another relationship that I did not know about. And he told me, he looked me in my face because I'm real serious about making men tell me what they want. I don't assume anything. So if I'm in a relation, you gotta ask me to be your woman and your girlfriend. I don't assume that we
How long
together
did you take? How
just
long did it
because
take
we
for him to do that?
to ask me to be his
Yeah.
girlfriend.
After how long?
So we talked on the phone and we became friends for 8 months. I'm counting. So 11 months.
11 months.
11 months.
So between those 11 months, you didn't see any signs of him being.
Absolutely not. Not one. Not one. And I'm sure that was intentional. He didn't want me to see that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that was intentional. He showed up as the perfect gentleman. He was like a knight in shining armor. He showed, oh God, he did everything. The love bombing was real. Like he did every single thing that I wanted him to do.
And he was a narcissist and all that,
I
right?
didn't
He
say
was
he was a narcissist.
no, I'm asking.
I didn't say he was a narcissist.
Because all that go together. All that
didn't say
green light and
no.
narcissist, all that go hand in hand.
I didn't say he
I'm
was a
just
narcissist.
asking.
You said it.
I was asking. That was a question.
I didn't say he was a narcissist. What I would say is that he definitely love bombed me. I mean, he took me out on amazing dates. We was going
Y'all
on
was in a
trips.
relationship. That's what.
No. He did this. So for 8 months, we talked on
It's
the phone.
called get to know stage.
We got to know each other. So
right?
during the get to know stage, we didn't go anywhere during the get to know stage because I didn't want to go anywhere with him during the get to know stage because I wanted him to get to know me. It's a person's character. Both men and women can have horrible character. They will pretend. It's all about character. Yeah.
I think that too. I think a lot of people, men and women can only pretend for so long. This character that Kim is talking about. And, sometimes we go through blinders and say, they ignore those people. Sometimes people ignore those things and they right in their face.
Why is it an unrealistic expectation to expect someone to be honest? Why is that an unrealistic expectation?
I don't think that is. I don't think that is.
You don't think being honest? Then no, so it's not an unrealistic expectation for somebody to be honest. If this person that I was dating has said to me, hey, I like you. I think you a cool chick and you're beautiful and you fine. And I really would like to get to know you, but I'm not ready for a serious relationship. Like I want to play.
Did he carry himself on as he wanted a relationship with you? Did he carry his weight?
Hell yeah. This is what he said to me. Exact words. He said, I have been doing me for a minute, but I'm tired of that. I want to be in a relationship with somebody that I can truly love, grow with, and be with. I am tired of being out here. It was fun for a minute, but that's not what I really want. I want a real relationship. And I want it with a woman who is good, who's going to be there for me, and I was like, okay. I was like, so this is what you want? Yes, this is what I'm dating intentionally now.
8 months, 11 months. This is
11 months is when he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you never went out with him though.
I never went out on a date with him. We talked on the phone almost every single day.
So
I didn't want to go out on a date with him. I was still trying to figure out if I wanted to date him.
Didn't you need some time in his face, to see him and his body chemistry, his body language?
Well, that's what happened.
Because sometimes you can't do all that.
So after we got to know each other, I talked to him on the phone. We were like social media friends. I got to just observe.
Can't really believe social media though.
No, I'm just saying I observed how he moved, how he operated. Then I decided, okay, 8 months in, after I still liked him, after the honeymoon phase of, ooh, he handsome, ooh, she pretty, wore off. Then I went out on our first date. I had a great first date with him. We went on actually 3 days. Like we went on that, like, so say, I'm gonna just say we went on a date on the first, we went on a date the first, and then the second, and then the third. We went like 3 dates.
So how did y'all vibe at that time then?
It was absolutely amazing, just like it was over the phone. So then we dated, we went out, we had a great time together. It was amazing. And we still dated. He was like, let's go on trips. I was everywhere with this man. Saw him, you saw me.
Mm.
And it was fine. And I thought everything, because nobody was hiding me, posting pictures of me on social media. So I'm like, this is not a man that's showing up like he is hiding, but he was hiding a whole relationship. And there's some other factors, the reason why he was able to do that, but this is what happened. And what I will say
So what did you take from this relationship?
The first time that I saw a red flag,
what's that?
I should have left. But I did not, because I was already stuck. It's forever a conversation. That's right. So, and I think that after some time in, I was already hooked. And so
hooked on what?
Him. But 3 months in, I didn't find out that he was doing dirtbag shit until I was a year and a half into the relationship.
Dirtbag shit.
Yeah, I didn't find out about until we were way in. Like I'm in it now. I'm like in the thick of it. I'm in love, and now I'm chasing what we had in the beginning, like a little addict. like a little drug addict. I was chasing, like, why can't we be like we used to be? Why can't we be like things were before? But that was part of the deception. So yes, I take responsibility for being caught up in a relationship and not leaving when I seen the red flags. But I will not take. How long was what?
The relationship you was in with this guy.
It was for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it was for a
2
minute.
minutes, 3 minutes.
It was probably about three. It was probably about 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Damn, that's
a long time. No, that was a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 minutes too long.
Take a sip.
3 minutes too long. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But even in that, like, I have no regrets, because I feel like
you just man bash this man. And
I
then
did
you
not
say,
man bash him.
And
I
now
told
you say,
the
I
truth.
have no regret.
No. I didn't man bash, because I never stated what happened or why we split up.
You just told her. He said he had a whole nother relationship.
He did. He had a whole nother relationship that I didn't know
That was
about.
you that said that, right?
I did.
You
that was some
dirt
bad shit.
Okay,
I did.
thank you.
So,
but
even with that,
so that's
I
man
don't
bashing,
have
right?
Let me finish. No, the truth is what it is, baby. The truth is what it is.
I was just listening.
The truth is what it is. The truth is what it is.
I get that, what I'm saying, but I'm just saying.
What I was doing is I was stating my truth.
What is your truth?
That was my truth.
You stayed too long.
I stayed way too long. Way too long. And I should have left a long time ago, the first time. But I tell you one thing for sure, I don't have any regrets. And the reason why I don't have any regrets, because it was a lesson that I needed to learn for me, to make me the better person that I needed to be. And I promise
it wasn't you,
I would never do that shit. It
wasn't you.
Again.
I think
no,
it was not you. It was the person.
The part of
me. It was the other person.
The part of me that I'm taking responsibility for is that I saw red flags that I did not listen to.
I get that.
I should have left.
But
when I knew, I should have left immediately. The first time that you didn't value me and didn't do right by me, I should have left. So that's the part I take responsibility for. And not only do I take responsibility for that, I don't regret that, because that was a lesson that I needed to be the whole person that I am today. Had I not been through that experience, had I not dealt with that trauma, that traumatic situation, it would have never made me get to the point where I was like, you know what? Let me go to a counselor. Let me go seek some therapy. Let me go heal me, because I realized that I was hurt and I was devastated behind that. And so that's why I had to go get help for me. And I would have never done that had I not been through that. So that's where my no regrets come from.
Okay, what I took out of everything that you said.
What you take out of what you said?
No, I'm talking We talking about you right
No,
now.
what we talk what
We talking
what you
about
talk about what you said.
okay, here we go. Here we go. So it's all right for you to take. So
No, I'm
all
just
I'm saying,
teasing.
I know. What I took out of that is that he messed over a beautiful person.
Thank
He
you.
took advantage of a beautiful person,
Thank you.
and he didn't appreciate and didn't know really what he had.
You
That's
didn't.
that's what I took out of that
And
conversation.
I'm sure and you know what? I'm sure he actually really regrets that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
really
sure.
do feel like he
Right.
regrets that.
But people live and learn,
Yeah.
and he
And
just
everybody go through what they gotta go through to grow.
right.
Like all we doing in life, this is all a growing process, you know? At that time, at that time, it was easier for me to stay than it was for me. It was easier for me to stay than deal with the break of a heartache. And I think that's why I stayed. I wanted to, I felt like I
But you didn't do
couldn't deal
anything
with the
wrong,
hurt.
though. You didn't do anything wrong. You're just being who you were.
I was just, no, that was wrong. I should have, no, what was wrong in that situation is I should have valued me more.
I mean,
I should have respected me more.
I get
I
what.
shouldn't allow anybody to waste my time when a trust this Michelle, okay? You don't value me at the first time, baby, I'm gone.
Mm,
Will not waste my time because I value who I am and I know the gift of me,
hmm
you know? And
Right.
I think that I felt like it was natural. But now I know everybody don't show up how I show up.
Right. That's what I'm
They
saying.
don't.
That's what
They
I'm
don't
trying to
show
tell
up
you.
how I show up.
I know.
So
So you have to find somebody
that
that
values me in the way that I
value and have
deserve.
the
Yeah.
same core values that you have.
So I'm gonna tell you some of the red flags I want to talk about that some of the things, some of the signs that you should know, getting back to topic.
So is this is for men and women or just for men?
This is for
Okay,
everybody.
I'm just asking. Calm
You
down.
feel attacked?
No,
Do you feel attacked?
never that. I'm never.
Okay.
I
So
work
why do
best
you
under
think it's
pressure.
just why
I
do you
work
think it's
best under
just for
pressure.
men then? You must feel attacked.
Never that.
Did I strike a nerve,
No,
Hardy?
no. I know you fucking lying. I ain't scared of nobody.
All right. So here are some real signs it might be time
Uh-oh.
to leave
Uh-oh.
a situation. You keep having the same conversation over and over and over and over and over and over again. One of the things that I kept repeating myself, I kept saying the same thing over and over again, and it was never heard. I've explained my needs 20 times over. I cried about it. I begged about it. I stayed calm. Yeah, it was nagging. And you know why it was nagging? Because the first time he didn't get it, I should have been like, this no longer serves me.
But what happened to
I'm
that grace? You gave him too much grace.
Way too much
Gave him
grace.
too much grace.
Yeah.
You know?
And I stated that at the top of the show that, you know, I grew up in a household and a family, and that's why we have to take responsibility for our own actions. I grew up in a family where the women stayed, no matter what.
But it is true though. Like I was watching something, you know, marriages now, people are so quick to give up on marriages.
Yeah.
They as soon as one thing goes wrong, they're gone. They don't sit down and talk about, hey, how can we make this work?
Because people are selfish.
I mean, marriage is something that, we try to do at least one time.
So Delta asked for me to give an example.
Okay, I guess I wasn't talking about
I
guess I wasn't talking about.
Oh, you feel some type of way?
I do.
I thought you were done. You said people in marriages give up really
right.
quickly.
I think we just give up so easy. I just
Did you give up easy in your marriage?
I've been divorced over 20 years.
Uh-oh. How about your last relationship? Did you give up too easily?
I didn't. She moved out of town.
No. That wasn't your last committed relationship. That wasn't your last committed relationship. You said you had a relationship after that. So your last committed relationship that was after that, do you feel like you gave up too easy? Maybe you were having a moment of not really, it was uneasy. It got hard.
Okay. Let me just clear this out right quick. um, I had been alone for a long time, right? So I wasn't used to sharing space,
Mm.
you know. So once I found out, I found myself sharing space and found out that it was no longer about me because it's always been about me because
Mm.
I've been by myself for a very long time. So um, I look at sometimes like me personally, it takes work. Relationship takes a
They
lot of work.
do.
It takes a lot of work. And at that particular time, I thought I was ready. And as the relationship went on, I felt like, you know what, this is not really what I want to do because I got so much that I need to accomplish to
You
get
wanted to
myself.
be by yourself.
Yeah, I need to get myself together and make,
You
and
didn't want to share space with anybody.
yeah, because I was so used to being by myself, coming and going.
Oh, as you please. You didn't want to. So, what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
that you didn't want the accountability of a relationship.
No, it has
You
nothing.
didn't want to answer to anybody. You were
No,
used to.
no, I'm
You
not
were
saying
you.
no, no,
I-
no,
Is that what you heard,
no,
producer?
no.
Is that what you
Oh,
heard?
so now, well, let me just say this. Like I said before, you can key all you want. You can key all you
I
want.
was trying to answer Delta Root's
No,
question,
I was
but
trying to.
you wanted, yeah, come through transparency.
Well, like
Yeah,
I
you
said,
wanted a transparent moment.
I ain't afraid of you. I'm not
You
afraid.
ain't, who,
I'm not
I
afraid of
hope
you
you not. I
because,
hope you not afraid of me.
like I said, and
I'm 5'4".
I know, right? And you realize sometimes, I need to take a step back. But I realized that though, I didn't let it linger. See what I'm saying? I manned up, and I didn't let that relationship linger.
How long? How long was y'all together before you 86'd her?
I didn't 80. What is 86?
That means cut her off.
Oh man, I said I don't understand.
No, how long was it?
It wasn't like real long time because it wasn't no 3 years like yours.
What was it? 3 months?
It was 3 minutes.
Was it before
3
or after?
minutes.
Was it
3
before?
minutes.
Did y'all have a sexual relationship?
Excuse you?
I'm just saying. Did y'all? I mean, because this is a real question to ask. Because was it before or after you slept with him that you realized it? Just curious. No judgment.
I know. There's no judgment.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to know? What you say, producer?
Was it before or after sex? That's a simple question.
What happened was
before
what?
or after sex
What?
that you realized that the relationship didn't work.
Let me just say this: sex has
I didn't say.
Sex has nothing to do. Has nothing to do with the relationship.
I never said sex had anything.
So why
to
did
do
you even
with
try to
it.
bring that up? Why did you try to make that scenario?
No. I'm not putting a scenario out there.
You are. It's like
before
it has
or
nothing.
after.
It had nothing.
Why can't you answer the question,
Sex had
Harvey?
nothing to do with the relationship.
Oh, okay.
Had nothing to do
so
with
was it before or after?
What?
Check out after.
Did you realize you wasn't ready for a relationship before or after sex?
It was before.
Oh, okay.
Before.
Did you still have sex with that person?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay, good.
Right.
That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
Why was that so hard?
Because it's like you was trying to back me up, and I was, I wanted you to get up off of me.
You feel defensive.
No, I was trying to get you up off of me.
So you feel defensive.
I did not.
So let me give the example. I said you keep having the same conversation over and over again, and one of the Delta Root said that seems nagging, and I said it absolutely was nagging because I had needs that weren't being met, and when I tried to articulate what my needs were, I was treated in a very insensitive way. And, I think that one of the things that I've said multiple times is that a lot of times when it comes to relationships, women, you want us to be soft and feminine, right?
Here we
but
go.
When we are vulnerable with our feelings, we don't have a safe place to land. And that can happen with both men and women. So I'm not saying that men don't That
You
does
know,
happen to men
it
too.
amazes me
But
how you use that.
it
You
happens
use
to
that.
both men and women. But I'm giving my example. So you can give yours afterwards. But my example is I was in a relationship where I was trying to articulate my needs to this individual and they just could not receive it. They could not receive what I was going through. I kept having I cried. I tried to be nicer. I tried to stay calm. I tried to give it to them in a different way. I wrote it down on a letter, but
But
it
you
wasn't that they
stayed.
it
You
wasn't that they
stayed.
it wasn't that they didn't hear me. It was that they did not have the desire to change and nothing changed. And if
It took
communication
you 3 years
becomes
for that.
if
For
communication
a bell went off.
if a
He's not going to
communication
change.
now I feel like you judging me, but that's okay.
Oh,
If communication
I'm
becomes
not
a
judging
loop,
her.
yes you are. You just told me I was a wonderful person, but then you turn around and blame the victim.
I'm not.
If communication becomes a loop, it's not misunderstanding, it's unwillingness. And that was what was happening in that relationship. He was unwilling to change. It wasn't that he didn't understand. It wasn't that he didn't know what was going on. It wasn't that I did not articulate what my needs were. He did not want to understand. So it wasn't that he misunderstood. He was unwilling.
So once you found out he was unwilling to change,
I left.
okay.
When I found out he was unwilling to change, when I finally had the epiphany that nothing was going to change in this relationship, I dipped. I said this was enough. Enough was enough, and I left. You absolutely right. His flaws were ones that I could not accept, which is why I had to leave. And sometimes you do have to take a man with his flaws. And that is a choice and a decision you make. Do I love this person enough to stay with them, even though they're going to cheat on me as soon as they walk out the door? Or do I leave because this relationship doesn't serve me? I decided to leave. No thanks. It took me a minute because I had to deal with my feelings and my emotions, and I had to see it through. That was something I had to do, but I left. Another example that it may be time for you to leave. Your peace has been gone. You're not happy anymore.
Right.
I had got to the point where I wasn't even happy. I just was existing. I just was like, everything he did annoyed me after a while because it was like I was not getting what I needed. You know? I was on eggshells because I was waiting for the next time and bracing myself for the next time I was going to be hurt. You know, I felt more stress from this person than I felt safety. I felt no safety.
There's no net at the bottom of that.
No net. I wasn't getting caught. I was hitting the concrete every time.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I'm just being real.
I know, right?
You're shrinking to make it work. That's another. Number 3.
Shrinking?
You're shrinking to make the relationship work. You're no longer being yourself anymore.
Oh.
You can't be expressive. You can't share how you feel. You got to be quiet. You got to walk on eggshells. You're adjusting your standards of who you are just to keep them. And that's some bullshit. Nobody should have to go through that. That's not a successful relationship for men or women. You know, you stop speaking, for an example, you stop speaking up for yourself because it's going to turn into a fight every time. You stop expecting effort because you know you're just going to be disappointed. So you just deal with whatever you getting. That's not love, that's survival.
Or maybe how codependent?
Definitely is a codependent. Okay. This is how you know you need to leave them.
Right, absolutely.
You feel alone while you're still with them. I mean, that's the part that I would say hurt it the most. I was with you, present, but I was alone.
Yeah, he was
physically present.
He checked out.
He was physically present, but he was emotionally absent. I was doing life by myself. He didn't see me or value who I was as a person and as a woman. He didn't get it. And when I realized that, it was time to go. I kept giving of myself, but I was alone. And the crazy part about that is, after I left, even though I was hurt, even though I was sad, I did not get the closure that I wanted. You know, I wasn't going to get that from this person. I was lonely in a relationship. I found myself being lonely all the time. It just was crazy. And what I decided, I remember after some time, like, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought.
Hmm.
It just didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. It didn't.
Mm.
Huh?
Time heals.
Time
Yeah,
heals.
time heals
Yes.
everything.
Yep.
Are you
And
healed?
so I feel like I am. And I always say healing is not a destination, it's a journey. When you're healed past something, there's still things that can trigger me. There's still things that can make me remember, but I don't see those as bad things. I see those as signs for me to do a self-check.
Are you scoring?
Absolutely not.
You sure?
I'm 100%
Okay.
sure that I'm not scoring, because I would never. I feel like he may be scoring, but I'm definitely not, because I can look, now that I am healed, I can look back at the relationship for the experience that I had. So I can look at the good times. I can look at the times we laughed, we had a great time, the things that I enjoyed about him. And I can look at those things and I can say, that was my experience. I loved that experience with that individual. I cared about that person during that time that I was with them. And I appreciate that about them. Right. But I can also say, that relationship, I can also talk about the things that hurt me, the things that bothered me, the things that weren't right, and know that happened to me, but it doesn't define me.
So let me ask you this though, right? So
When he shouted, "I want a divorce," I felt the biggest sense of relief ever. It happens. It's the truth. I know it.
So what do you do in a case when you see someone like that again? How do you handle it now?
What you mean?
You run across somebody that's similar to that person.
Oh, I won't run across. See, this is the thing. When you're healed, you don't attract that anymore. I don't attract those type of people anymore. I don't attract those type of men, because I am in a healed place. So when I see somebody to show up like
When's the
that,
last time you was in a relationship?
when I see somebody like that,
when was the last time you was in a
the
relationship?
last time I was in a relationship.
Yeah, let me know that. You want some?
But how many years it's been? It's been
Oh.
over a year since I was in the city. Oh, don't be really, Hardy. Really. It's been over a year since I've been in a relationship. I've definitely dated people. I've went on dates. I've had relationships where I've
That sound
dated with
familiar.
somebody, but I haven't been in
familiar.
I haven't been in a relationship.
Oh,
I haven't.
okay.
I'm just being honest.
So the last one you were in, right? How long did that last?
Was that person that I was talking about?
Oh,
And
the
it
last
lasted
one?
for 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. How long ago was that?
We broke up in 2023?
Oh, wow. So that's been.
Yeah, 2023.
All right.
Yeah.
You-
You got people in there doing the math. Like, so I went back to her November post so they can know who I'm talking about. That's what you want to do. But
No.
that's fine.
No.
That's cool,
I just
problem.
asked because you
Yeah.
asked me though.
Yeah.
So you.
No. I don't have a problem answering that.
Oh, okay.
That's no
You
biggie.
did.
No.
But he
no,
did have a problem. I didn't have a problem
No,
answering.
I did not.
No, because
Yeah,
I'm being
you said
transparent.
a minute, a couple minutes, a minute.
That's what I asked her the same question she asked me.
Nah, bruh.
It was.
No.
Exactly.
I gave you the. I told you. I had to just think about the day.
Oh my.
But yeah, it's
She
cool.
asked, so she asked.
Only reason why I hesitated at all to even tell you is because I know how people are. They go back, they look at, my Facebook, my whatever, to see
I
who
don't
it
think
was
so.
that I'm talking about. People do that.
I don't think so.
And my
because
stuff is out
people
there. But
because
I don't care
but
because at the end of the day, like this is my truth and we lived out loud. Like it ain't no secret.
well, people come and go in our lives. I've dated people when people that's on my Facebook page, and I mean, shit happens. Every time you get with somebody, it's not always
Yeah, and it's
short
not
term or
gonna be
long term.
perfect. It's not
Right?
gonna
It's
be
not.
perfect. You have to find a person that is perfect for you. And sometimes you have relationships that don't work out. And it's
Right.
okay.
What are these
How
women that?
would your new dude react?
Oh.
I don't have a dude now.
Oh.
How would your new dude react to your podcast or your male friends? Is that a deal breaker if you really into him? I don't know. Delta, you're gonna have to call in. Put the number up. I don't know what you mean. We got a couple. I don't know what you mean by that. And I don't even know if I want you to call in, but I'm gonna have you call in. You got your Delta gonna call in because I need to understand what you mean by that.
I think you made it.
So I just want you think you made it perfectly clear. You would.
No, but we
No, but I
but
wanna
no, but
I
we
wanna
had we
know
had
what he
talked about
think.
that though. Remember, we had talked about that. People don't,
You calling in? Somebody
no,
calling in?
no.
Okay. It say, my bad. How would you react if he didn't like it? Okay. How would I react? This is my business. This is my business. This is what I do.
And
This
I feel the
is
same way too.
this is a part of my legacy. This is not. I don't just do this because it's a hobby. This is my. I feel like my gift, my calling. It is important to me.
Mhm.
And so anybody that was with me would have to respect that aspect of me.
Mhm.
Now, what I will not do is I will not discuss my current relationship, and I would never tell anybody's name. I would never say anybody's name on air or anything like that because I feel like that's not fair, especially if that person can't, you know, and I mean, anybody could reach out and tell their side or whatever, but if when that person is not on the show to tell things from their perspective. So all I can do is share my experience, but this is my life. Like this is what I do, and this is part of who I am. So
Mhm.
if you roll with me, you got to roll with this.
I feel the same way, and I let people know. I'll let anybody know. I love doing this podcast, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm just keeping it 100. So
Facts. You're staying out of fear, not love. That's another reason. You're staying with that relationship because you got history, y'all got kids, it's the comfort of it and the finances. And I have to say, for me, in the relationship that I was in, all of that was a factor. We had history. I loved this person. I cared about him. I wanted us to be in a relationship. I wanted us to be happy. Also, we had we had we didn't have kids together, but my kids were a factor because I didn't want to introduce anybody new to my children. He had already been in my life for so much time. I didn't want anybody else I didn't want to, I figured like I would just stay with him until my kids was grown because I didn't want to introduce anybody new to my children. And I'm real private about my kids. Um and it was a comfort there. I didn't have to, he was definitely a provider, definitely was a person who didn't mind providing and being there. You can have chemistry and lack compatibility. Chemistry brings the fire. Compatibility meets your needs.
mm.
Facts on facts. And that's what it was. And financially, he taught me a lot about money. He shared a lot of things with me. He helped me, you know, learn a lot about finances, how to move with
Mhm. Mhm.
different things, make money moves, make business moves. He taught me a lot of that. So I am grateful for those things. And I don't have anything bad to say. And we had amazing experiences. And he showed me a lot. And I experienced a lot of new things with this individual and this new person. And he expanded my world in some ways.
Mhm.
But it wasn't worth the hell that he put me through.
But
And I didn't deserve that.
right, and I think like we like I know it's kind of cliche. People come in our life for seasons and reasons. How they
Mhm.
call that?
For sure.
Yeah. So maybe it was just a
It was
part
the
of
season.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was a reason and a season, but it
Let,
wasn't
let,
for
me,
a
let me let me just
lifetime.
say this though. Let me stand to be corrected. In no way do I want the people to know that um um
Say that again.
I said, let me just say this for the
In no
record
way do you want the people to know.
that this that I may have said something that wasn't right, but I just want everybody to know that I respect this lady so much. And if I said something that was very disrespectful or about the previous relationship, I apologize because that's not who I am. So I just wanted to say that for the
You
record.
don't have to apologize for that. Like I don't mind answering the hard questions. Like because it might have been some people out there who was wanted to say the same thing that you just said. Why did you stay? Why did you
Right.
I don't mind answering those questions because I feel like that's the transparency of this show. If we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it and let's keep it all the way 100. I
Right.
don't have um outside of my kids and my personal family because they didn't ask to be on the podcast. Outside of that, I will talk about anything and I'll tell my truth. This is my truth. I'm very
Mhm.
transparent, and I'm transparent not because I'm being messy, but because I want somebody else to heal and learn from what
Mhm.
I have experienced and I've healed and learned from. I don't want somebody to stay stuck in a situation that doesn't serve them. I want everybody to be happy and live their best life and have the fullness thereof because that's what we deserve
Mhm.
as human beings and people. And
Absolutely.
and everybody goes through an experience with the other individual. He may have seen me and described me in a whole different way. He brought things out of me that I'm not proud of, you know? I didn't just sit back and take whatever. I clocked out. You know what I'm saying? I clocked out because I don't play for real either. Put that back up.
Yeah.
We're all here to be better. A great friend is a mirror with love.
I
Absolutely.
like
And
that.
I don't have any problem with that.
Mhm.
So I want to get to this last reason. I think this is the last reason. Yes, where people, when you know it's time to leave, you keep grieving what you don't have. You're not enjoying the relationship no more. You're mourning what is never going to come. And I found myself, I experienced every last one of those things in that relationship. Towards the end, I just was in a sad place. I was like, and I remember he asked me one time, he was like, "Are you going to leave me? Are we going to be together forever?" And I said, "Absolutely not."
Mm.
And that was the beginning of the end of that relationship because I had just came to the conclusion that we're not going to be together forever because there was no way I was going to be able to endure all that he was putting on. And that ended up being the catalyst that was the end of the relationship because I actually spoke it out of my mouth.
Mm.
And I did. I mourned what I never had. You know,
Yeah, I
grief
think
is soul telling. It tell you the
you
truth.
got fed up.
I just it you know what? It ran its course and it was a trip. And it was over. And that was that. What can you do? Boop.
Mm.
Sometimes letting go is not giving up, it's finally choosing yourself. And I feel like in that situation that I was in, I chose me because I feel like the right love and the right person, they won't require you to abandon your peace or who you are as an individual. They'll help you protect it and keep it. And that's how I feel about it. What's your closing thoughts?
My closing thought is we have to be transparent to whoever we get involved with.
Mhm.
We need to say, you know what, I've been through some trauma and we both been through some trauma. We probably need to work on some things together. So if I do something out of line, please tell me. Because my intention is not to hurt you. But sometimes we indirectly hurt people and we don't mean to. So we need to, have those kind of conversations with people and say, hey, I'm looking for stability in my life and just be upfront. I'm dating with a purpose. If you're not dating with a purpose, let them know. Then that person will have opportunity to make that choice.
Yeah, and I always say if he would have just been honest, like, listen, I'm doing me out here in these streets. I want to have fun. I just want to kick it with you. I would have I would have made a decision whether I wanted to deal with that or not. And a lot of times I find that people can't be honest because they don't want the consequences of their honesty. So they would rather deceive you to get what they want. And that's what happened in my situation. He knew that if he would have said, like, yo, I'm not into a relationship, this ain't what I want, I would have been like, that's cool. Then we're not going to be together. Or that's cool, but that means that I'm going to date other people too and you may not sleep with me. And that ain't what he wanted. And so that's why people ultimately lie. And love, my closing thoughts is love doesn't trap you, it doesn't shrink you. Being attached to something that doesn't serve you is a trap. And we all deserve a relationship that feels like peace and happiness.
You deserve peace.
Yeah, we deserve that.
You deserve
And we need to stop calling it love when it's really just refusing to let go. You're not in love with that person. You just don't want to let go.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of times we've mistaken attachment for love. It say what y'all be eating because your looks are a reflection of your gut health. Basically, y'all doing something right. Oh, thanks. Yeah. So that is it. What you think?
It's good.
Love is healthy.
Oh yeah.
Attachment is heavy. Choose peace over panic. Healing helps you love better.
And
And you're not hard to love. You just need the right kind of love.
you gotta give people grace.
You got to give people grace,
Not too much.
but not too much.
Not too much grace.
It's a difference between grace and being a sucker.
Oh,
Yep.
whoa, say that.
Press it. Press it. Thanks everyone for listening. If you have not, please go like and subscribe. Share, leave a review. After the show is over, go back on YouTube, like it, and leave a review. It helps us, get them put it out there in the universe so more people see it. To the next episode. We don't know what we're gonna talk about next week. But what we talking about next week?
I don't know.
We don't know. We're not sure yet.
We waiting on someone to get back with us.
Yeah. But
So
thank you, Hardy.
thank you, Juicy.
Yep. Thank you for challenging me,
Thank you for challenging me
Oh
too.
yeah. I hope you look at yourself in the mirror.
I know you fucking liar.
Yeah. Am I lying, Hardy? Please don't like and subscribe. Yeah. We got to stop choosing emotionally unavailable partners. We got to do better. And before you go, it is not too late to join the Juicy Talk Book Club.
Book
right?
club.
It is not too late. Thank you for joining us, Denise. It is not too late to join the Juicy Talk Book Club. We are reading. If you have put hearts up in the chat if you have read the book, if you have started. We're reading up to chapter 4 this week. We're doing 4 chapters a week. So definitely, if you have not, it is not too late to go over. I know it was a lot of people watching tonight, and I don't see enough likes. So please like the post, y'all.
Yeah,
because
like it. Let me get some
Please,
thumbs up.
It don't take nothing to like it. So, yes, like I was saying, Denise said my book finally came today. Great. We are reading The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. It is not too late to get in on this because we are, yes, definitely catch up. It has been, for me, I will say that it has definitely been very informative. It has really been waking up and making me ask myself some hard questions about my finances and what I need to do better. I don't know about y'all, but like one of the sayings on there is, I want to live like no one else so I can live like no one else.
Mm.
I'm trying to live like I want to live like I'm retired all the time. And when I retire, I want to live like that forever. I don't want to have to go back to work. I want to have money coming in, passive income coming in.
Mhm.
So
You
that's
can do
what
that
we
passive
working on.
income now. You can do that now.
I mean, I am, but I want to jump it up a notch. I want to be sitting on stacks on stacks.
I know,
You feel
right?
what I'm saying? I want
want to
want
go in
that for my
I
life.
want to go in there, cut somebody out my job and still have some money. No, I don't do that.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
an
want to
idiot.
be prepared for whatever life comes because you never know.
Yeah, it's coming.
Nobody was expecting COVID, but we happened, and a lot of people didn't survive, and it showed a lot of people what they didn't have.
I know.
So I just want us to think about that. If you want to be a part, go over to Juicy Talk, JUCTALK, over on Facebook and follow us so you could be a part of the conversation. Thanks again. Thank you, everybody who joined us. We appreciate you. Thank you for always being a part of this conversation. And until we meet again, peace.
Good night, everybody.